cover up my tattoo so the sun won't get at it.
Donna. Clara.
I'm not coming back, I'm staying. Call my boss, let her know, please.
They said I come back.
Try to find me. Don't give him the address, please.
They go to all the bars.
Maybe you're right. Well, they got a lot of them to go to.
You'll find one. We're going to find one that's like Leone's, they said. It's going to be on the beach. Yeah. It's going to be in the water. Yep. They'll kind of find out where you're located. Take much distance.
Hey, that thing on?
Sure is.
How come you're there and I'm here making cocktails for these nice people on a gorgeous day using premium Myers Dark Rum?
That's a commercial.
You should be here sucking on one of these. We'll see you next time. Thanks for your phone call.
Very good.
No.
I am. You're recording now.
No, I'm not.
Yes, so the red light's on.
Go.
Go what?
Say something. Do something.
Can you see it's clear or we?
Yes, I can.
Just love it there.
You're clear.
You see that?
You're very dark, but you're clear.
That's what I'm saying. If it's,
I didn't know I had black and white friends. Oh well, and you better get one of those baby seats.
For him.
I hate those. They're so ugly. You want me to record you now?
Huh?
You want me to record you now?
Yeah, I know.
You all set? Let me see it.
okay, here's your last cigarette.
Alan, that better not be my last cigarette. I'll kill you. You better take a walk. You better take a walk.
I'm taking a walk.
No, and get me a pack.
Guess what? What?
Alan, I forgot how this goes in.
The
Upside
hole
down.
on the bottom. No, just hold the camera straight. Turn the case upside down. No, the hole on the bottom goes in the bottom of the camera. No, see the hole
Yeah, it's on the bottom.
on the no, you got it in the front of the camera. The nose of the camera goes. No, you had it right. The nose of the camera goes in. Pick the camera up. Put it in the nose. Oh my God.
This way.
Oh my God.
This way. Oh, okay, Barbara. Thank you.
Yep. I can tell she was the one that jumped off there when she had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Hey.
I hope you have that on film.
Yes, we do.
See what those Miami Vices do to you? Ooh,
I'm
boy,
driving.
Oh boy, oh boy. I'm not. I don't have a
I'm
license.
driving.
Not yet.
Oh, I'm definitely driving.
I will, but I've been driving for the last 10.5 years without one. And I've done very well.
That's
Knock on wood. No, I knocked on wood. Here's your...
Hey, watch, I got my medication in here.
Well, you should have put it in here.
Hey, Bob.
Hey, how you doing? This is Barbara at the beach. Never goes to the beach.
Are you serious?
I have not been here in 2 years. I think the last time we went out on the whole beach.
Oh, come on, Barbara.
Really?
If I lived here, I'll be here every weekend.
Not if you want money and you have to work.
Well, yeah, I'd work 5 days a week.
I do other things. I'll go rollerblading.
Oh.
No, I think I got 2 beached out with the windsurfing
Yeah?
store. So I definitely have to
no
have
way.
other things to do.
No way. I
So
would
goodbye.
definitely be here. Definitely.
Wait a minute, let me zoom in on it. Yeah, I hope it gets infected and you die.
No, you know what? It doesn't even hurt anymore. Donna, come on, show yours. Come on.
He never wants to see it, so he's never going to see it.
Well, he's never going to see a boob again if he doesn't see it.
Hey.
Come on, show it. It's so cute. Don't you want to see it, Alan? It's beautiful. It's really pretty.
No.
It's only that big. Yeah. Then you're never going to see a boob again as long as you live.
Hey, everybody. Went to Florida Everglades.
Maybe you do.
No, no. Run around. Hello, Florida.
need to ask a question. Does anybody remember how to get back?
That way.
Who wasn't wanting to eat some grass? Did we eat some grass or what?
Oh, it was great.
Oye, David va así, mira, con la cabeza que se lo verada.
Trying to catch you a snake. Water's dirty today. Folks, the part of the Everglades we've been running through today is referred to as the never-ending river of grass. As a matter of fact, the name Everglades is an Indian word that's translated the same way. And it's for two reasons. Number one, because of all the sawgrass that is here, and number two, because the Everglades is actually a river. A lot of people think the Everglades is a swamp. The Everglades is not a swamp. It's a very slow-moving river of fresh water from the rain. Now this is sawgrass. Sawgrass is not actually a grass. It's classified as a sedge, meaning that it's in that category of foliage that has three equal sides. If you look at it, you'll notice it's shaped much like a triangle. Now the wind will blow it apart, and you'll notice that it separates into different sections. Along the outside edge of each section are very sharp teeth, like little razors. They will cut you. And although there are alligators and snakes and all types of animals in this area that could hurt you, if you had to walk through this area, your biggest problem would be the sawgrass. Back in the 1800s, when the Indians lived here, the United States government gave the cavalry the order to come into this area and capture the Indians. They were going to place them on reservations in Oklahoma. Well, they were just about to find out just exactly how smart the Indians really were. You see, I told you this was fresh water, but one exception to that. The surface water here carries a bacteria that causes a very severe case of diarrhea. So when the soldiers came in to chase the Indians and got thirsty, they would take a drink of water and become very sick. The Indians, however, knew that if they went deeper to the lower water, they'd find pure, fresh, clean drinking water. So they'd simply pull up a stalk of the sawgrass and eat the white meaty part here on the root. It does contain enough moisture to quench your thirst, and they also found out that it contains a lot of nutrients and vitamins and became one of their regular meals. You could live on it. I've eaten it myself. It needs a little salt for my taste, but you could live on it. Anybody like to try it? No?
I'll try it.
Is anybody game?
Who said that, Clara? Yeah, I figured that.
Who wants a bite? Excuse me. Come get it.
David se picó para acá abajo por
I can't step on.
I saw stuff, but I was like,
I will be passing this around. Please be very careful and don't cut yourself, okay?
there's one pool. There's one pool and this one was like grass.
I told you it needed a little salt. Okay, folks, I am going to pass this around. Be careful, please don't cut yourself. Whoever's the last one to look at it, just toss it out of the boat. If you'll direct your attention to the wooded area over my right shoulder, this area is what the Indians referred to as a hammock. Hammock, again, is an Indian word. Translated means beautiful garden rising above the water. This is actually dry land. It's where the Indians built their villages. And because of the Florida sun keeping the daytime so hot most of the year, it's now where the animals find shelter from the sun. They become then very nocturnal creatures, moving only at night. The hammocks are formed by the flow of the water that we talked about. As the water flows from the north, it will meet with a head. Just a small single tree, maybe like this one, standing out by itself. Now, the water will hit from the north end and flow around the head, dropping deposits on the backside or the south side of that head. After many hundreds of years, you have a long hammock like this one formed. This hammock here is one of the longest in this area, at over a mile long. It's probably been here for many hundreds of years. But because it's formed by a southerly flow of water, a couple things remain very interesting about the hammocks. Number one, they always run north and south, never east to west. And also because it's a southerly flow, it starts forming on the north end. So therefore, the north end has been there longer. It's always thicker and wider and stronger than the rest of the hammock. As a matter of fact, if you looked at this area from an airplane, you would notice that these hammocks are shaped much like a teardrop. On the hammocks, you're going to find such animals as the black bear, white-tailed deer, wild boar, possum, raccoon, squirrel, armadillo. Anybody here from Florida? A few of us. Okay. As you will agree, a lot of people in Florida like to brag about the panther population. The sad fact remains that only about 37 to 40 of those animals still live in the state of Florida. They're almost extinct. Now, recently a photographer was in this area doing a video for the National Library Society, and he was fortunate enough to capture on film a mother and two of her cubs. So this made everybody hopeful that at least maybe the panther population is trying to make a comeback. I'm going to take you now up to the north end of the hammock and try to make my point about how wide, as it widens out, how thick and strong that the growth is there. And I think you'll see that when we get there. But if you'll watch the tree line over here as we go, well, as a matter of fact, you can see it from here where it starts to turn a lot greener. It's not turning greener, it's just more of it, okay? That's because it's, when we get over there, watch the tree line, and you can see it make a dramatic move to widen out and form that wide northern head, okay? When we get up there, I think my point will be very evident to you. So take a look.
It's over there somewhere.
Now, folks, this is where we'll start the walking part of the tour. And I make my point about how thick and strong the north end of the hammock is.
Jeez.
Okay, enough said about that. The Everglades is also home to over 300 types of birds. The little white bird I was chasing a while ago, that's the egret. He probably has 6 or 8 members of his family, different types of egrets. One thing interesting about the birds that you'll find in the Everglades, a lot of them are long-legged wading birds. Some of them with wingspans up to 6 feet or better.
Mommy, I found this.
One thing about birds, if you ever watch a bird fly, he generally folds his legs up underneath of him to streamline his body while he's in flight. When you watch these long-legged wading birds take off, you'll notice that they drag their legs in the air behind them, using their feet as rudders for steering, much like the rudder on the tail wing of an aircraft, or even the rudders here on the airboat. For you real nature lovers, right where we're sitting now, is a variety of about 28 different types of snakes. At least 18 of those are water snakes, and 5 of those are very poisonous. We have
thank you for letting us know.
You're welcome.
Where's that?
We have the eastern diamondback rattlesnake, and the pygmy rattler. The cottonmouth water moccasin is here. He's a very aggressive snake. Also, there's another snake that's not originally a Florida snake. He moved here from the north a few years ago. He's called the copperhead. You'll find a few of those in this area. And then we have the coral snake. Now, the coral snake is the most deadly snake in the United States. If he bites you, you've got just about 15 minutes to live. Unfortunately, where we are now, we're over an hour from the nearest hospital. There's just an overwhelming abundance of information we could give you about the Everglades, but I do try to condense it to give you just the basics, unless somebody has a particular question that they'd like to ask. Any questions? I must have done a good job, huh? Okay, did anyone see the little alligator as we came in over here?
Yeah.
I'm going to go back over there in a minute and show him to you. But I do think it's interesting to note that the alligator is actually the animal that is well, he's the one that actually keeps the Everglades alive, okay? It's not really his responsibility, like I started to say. He does it without knowing it. You see, in the dry season of the year, a lot of this water that we've been running in today will dry up. And the alligator knows this, but he requires water and food to live. So he will find a small lagoon like we're sitting in now and actually build a dam around it. And that'll trap a water supply here and also his food supply. Now, what else happens is that the trees and the animals and the birds and everything else we've talked about also draw water out of his gator hole. So like I say, he's given credit for keeping the entire area alive. We're in about 1.5 feet of water right now, and for the most part, alligators prefer a little deeper water. Their food supply is more abundant there. They have a lot better choosing of a variety of food. Now, the alligators in this area seem to prefer the soft-shell turtle. Soft-shell turtles can get up to be about 40 pounds. Once again, an alligator has a very slow metabolism rate, so he only needs to eat once or twice a week. But if you're eating a 40-pound meal, maybe we could only eat once or twice a week as well. I'm going to take you now over to some deeper water where we have a good chance of seeing some alligators. We have been seeing alligators in that area all day. I will tell you this little piece of advice before we get there. When we get back to the dock, you'll have an opportunity to go to our alligator farm that houses 500 or 600 alligators. We'll be fighting an alligator and teaching you a lot about the gator. But for now, out here, you have to understand that these are not our pets. These are wild animals, so please don't pet the alligators. An alligator is very curious. He's also very protective of his area, and sometimes they swim very close to our boats.
There he is. Oh, look how still he is. So still, huh? See him on the shore, Julie? See him now?
I'll take a picture of him.
You already did, Julie.
No, I didn't.
You didn't. See him?
I think that's
It's like the African queen. Huh?
There is no fox here because the alligators eat whatever they want.
Right there, right
The
there.
female there. The anhinga eats only fish. They swim underwater to catch fish and they can stay submerged for over 3 minutes.
Yeah, I know.
Notice the bank where it's muddy, where he's made a slide. This allows him to get in and out of the water unnoticed.
Hey, look, you're on the African queen.
Oh, poor Duffy.
Clara. Look, you're on the African queen.
The white shoulder. John, white shoulder. About to end right now. Why not? And we get to see an alligator. The whole ride is over, Mommy. Eric.
Folks, we will be docking the boat here very shortly.
I can what? Yeah, okay.
Hold them.
Oh, then you can wear a t-shirt.
Huh?
Says I help you.
I don't think so.
I'll take a picture.
I'll take your picture, Clara.
No, that's okay.
Huh?
You're fully insured, right? No. I know you can't get insurance.
I'm going to start the show by introducing you a little bit to the alligator. First of all, there's only 2 species of alligator in the world. The first one is the American, all the ones you see in here in the lake, and the ones that you saw on the boat ride. And the other one is the Chinese alligator. The main difference between the 2 of them is that when they're full size, the American alligator is going to be much bigger than the Chinese. They come from a very big family, which is called the Crocodilia family.
You knew that.
In that family, we have the crocodile, the caiman, the gharial.
Okay.
Best cappuccino in town.
Denuncia, denuncia. Después él le va a decir que voy a pagar.
Excuse me, I'm sorry.
Oh, ya decía.
Oh, look, Samantha. They have a kitty one. You want the kitty and stuff?
Anyway you like.
He's saying what makes it Mexican. Yeah, but tu les gamins. Les lacets frisés. Oh mon Dieu.
Ça, c'est beau. Regarde l'envers, s'il est beau comme une chose.
I know it. Oh my God.
What did you do, bump into each other?
Instant headache.
Maybe we should go where we went before.
Yeah.
Eventually, we all cross the finish. The winners just found a better way to get there.
Huh?
I wonder what you'd have done if we knocked one another out.
Both of you knocked out. What a great video that would have made.
Yeah, yeah. They would not believe home up and get him. Yeah, are you kidding? They wouldn't believe that.
Wouldn't believe what?
I said if we had passed out, you would have said, "Oh, look at Mommy and
Oh,
Clara
said you
passed out from drinking."
oh, I wouldn't do that.
Oh yes, we tell them that we had they believe it.
Well, you don't give me much credit.
I know, you know.
What they got for? Check out the menu. you going to the place? Oh, what are we, inside or outside? Let's pick up on We come to the BC inside, right? Yeah, all right. I take a picture of that sand. Oh, what are you ordering?
I don't know.
What are you drinking?
A beer.
Sounds good.
Huh?
Sounds good. Hey, is it good? Happy Valentine's Day, everybody.
Yeah. We're having a great time. Too bad it's our last day. Too bad it's our last day. Yeah, gotta go back.
What do you gotta do?
Huh?
We'll be back. I'll be back.
Oh no. Is that a
Barbara
warning?
said come back.
Is that a warning?
Well, Barbara wants us to come back. We'll be back.
It's a warning, isn't it? You'll be back.
Well,
Sip your beer.
nice cold beer.
The sun feels nice.